Hello, I am here. Dropping my app in the chat. And all right, so I'm about to share my screen. And so we're going to go through the home buying process, everything you need to know. It is interactive, so drop your questions, comments, anything in the chat. And this will live on my YouTube channel as well, so you can always go back and reference it. If you want to ever do a one-on-one meet and greet with me, I am available. We can meet virtually or in person if you're in the Hampton Roads. So let me see if I can do this right. Okay. I needed to share my screen. Okay, always kind of trippy because when you share your screen on YouTube, it literally shares it infinitely because your screen is the screen. So it's kind of cool, kind of trippy. All right. Okay, I'm going to start now. So, welcome. My name is Agent Jazz. I am going to go through my buyer's guide with you guys so you can know exactly what to expect when going into the home buying process. So, what's involved with buying? First, you decide what type of home you like. You consult with your agent, me. You determine a realistic budget and you meet with your mortgage representative. I do have recommendations. You go shopping, you attend open houses, you look at listings, you make an offer that you love on a property that you love, and then you schedule your home inspections immediately after, negotiate any repairs that need to be done, and then we just prepare for closing. And you kind of gain a sense of mind after all the inspections are completed and the repairs are done. After that, you close on your new home and then you can move in. And I do not help with the moving process, but I do have recommendations for movers. So I am your agent. I am a trusted advisor. There is no question that is too silly, too much, something that you should know. There are a lot of different aspects in real estate, whether it's your first time buying a home or your second or third home. Things change in real estate. So if you have a question, never feel like you cannot ask me that question. You can text me, DM me, call me, smoke signal. I want to help you and help you feel empowered, like you know what's going on. One thing I tell all of my clients is that I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you make all the decisions. I truly am here as your trusted advisor. What you gain from me is obedience. I do as you ask. I will give you my advice, but it is my job to carry out your wishes, your best interest. Loyalty. We are going to be together for a little while, so I vow to be loyal to you as my client. And again, look out for your best interests over maybe what the seller would want. Disclosure, I am again here to tell you everything. You make all the decisions. Confidentiality, although I don't really get into the weeds of your financials, the lender does. If there's anything I know, even information that I find out along the way, personal or about the real estate transaction, that stays between you and I. Accounting, I keep up with all your documents, and they are all on my files as well as my transaction coordinators in my office. And then, of course, reasonable skill and care. I get recertified every 2 years. I stay up on my CE classes, and I do truly care about all my clients, and I just want to see you win. So there's no price point that's too small or too big. I'm truly here to work with you. We determine your budget. So you've chosen your agent. We get to know where your finances are. I can send you recommendations on lenders based on what you're looking for, and or you could choose your own lender. That's totally up to you. It is a good rule of thumb to choose a local lender. Just they're able to get to what you need faster than maybe say a Navy Federal or Bank of America or even a credit union. They work Monday through Friday. Local lenders work like real estate agents throughout the weekend. And we're truly here to help get things done. While a Navy Federal, Bank of America has mortgage departments, they focus on all different types of banking systems. So it is good to have that local lender and someone that is recognized, easy to get in touch with. You have their personal numbers. You want to apply for your pre-approval. We cannot show you or tell you how much your budget will be or how much you get pre-approved for unless you do your application. So whatever they ask you for, you want to be sure to send that in. Determining your budget. Once you start talking with the lender, you want to consider also what you're going to need to bring to the table. If you're doing a VA loan, there is a 0% down payment. If you're doing an FHA loan, you're looking at a 3.5% down payment. And then a conventional loan, you're looking at a 3 to 5% down payment, depending on what program they put you with. Your credit score for conventional is going to be 660. And then your credit score for a VA loan can be as low as a 580, but they do prefer it to be in the 600s. Just helps with your interest rate as well. And then for a FHA loan, you can come in with as low as a 620. So your down payment, if we're looking at 3.5% of the purchase price, we're going to be, for example, if our home was priced at $250K, we're looking at $8,750 for your down payment. If you do a what's called a second plus mortgage, then that down payment can actually be put in to be paid with your mortgage payment every month. And that way you don't have to bring that 8,750 to the table. Again, this is an example for a $250,000 house. Now, your closing costs, that is something that cannot be put into your mortgage or paid with your mortgage. Your closing costs are due at the closing table, and they're usually around 4%. So if we're looking at that same 250K price point, we're looking at around $10,000 for your closing costs. Sometimes a seller is willing to pay for your closing costs, either some of it, all of it, or none of it. The seller is not obligated to pay your closing costs. That is a buyer cost. But there are some sellers who are willing to help you pay for it. And there are also some grants out there that can help you with your closing cost as well. If a seller is willing to pay or help pay with your closing costs, that is going to be on a case by case, house by house situation. These are some of the mortgage documents that your lender is going to ask for. And again, I will be sending this whole guide out to you, PDF version, to your email addresses. If you would like a hard copy, you just message me and I will send it to your home address or your business address, work address, whatever you prefer. But I will send this out to you. If you've registered for this live, I already have your email, but if you did not, you could drop your email into the chat, or if it makes you more comfortable, you can always text me your email address and I will send this to you as well so you can have it. These are some of the general pre-approval documents that a lender asks for. Social Security, like your ID, bank statements, tax documents, proof of income, proof of employment, and they will verify with your job of your employment as well. Back to loan types. Investment and renovation loans exist as well, but they do have different credit score limits, which are usually very much higher. And they also have different restrictions and qualifications on them as well. If you'd like to know more about different renovation and investment loans, let me know. Finding the right home. Sorry, I keep looking down because I'm just making sure nobody's in the chat. So I'm just using my phone as my chat tool because I can't chat and share my screen at the same time. Finding the right home. You research the areas that you are interested in. You look for a neighborhood that fits your needs and your lifestyles. And then I will say, when it comes to finding your right home, you want to know your negotiables and non negotiables. Like, do I have to have a garage, or is a driveway okay? Do I need 3 bathrooms, or is maybe 2 full baths and 1 half bath gonna work for me? Know what you're able to negotiate on, like for you personally, and some things that you just cannot give up. Like, I have to have a driveway. Okay, maybe no garage, but I have to have a driveway. I do not want to do street parking. Just know what your negotiables and your non-negotiables are, and that will help narrow down how many houses you're going to have to keep going to if you know, like, this is definitely not something I would want in my future. And it is okay to visit open houses before you're pre-approved, but definitely after you're pre-approved. Open houses are open to the public. Agents love when buyers or potential buyers come to their open houses. Sometimes there are snacks, and you kind of get an idea of what's out there in the market in different neighborhoods, and you can kind of see like what you're into, what you're not into, some of maybe the household trends that are going on. And my app is also available for you to download as well. So if you check in the chat box, I have a link that takes you directly to my app. It is really cool. You get to see, zoom in, zoom out, and you can see different neighborhoods, where the houses are going for. It even has a filter for you to find open houses. You can filter down the price points. And once you click on a home, you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can actually do a mortgage calculator, and it'll kind of give you an idea of what your mortgage will be around. You can change the down payment amounts, the taxes amounts, and really kind of get an idea of what you might be looking for in a mortgage payment for that particular home. So once we find a home, the seller loves our offer, we win that deal, we have a contract. So offer, contract, and purchase agreement are 3 different terms, but they mean the same, like they're the same document. So when we go to write an offer, it's on a purchase agreement form. And then once parties start signing it, the seller and the buyer have signed, it's our contract and or purchase agreement. That contract then goes to your closing attorneys, if you have transaction coordinators, and it goes to you as well, so you know that both parties have signed. When you're writing your offer, you're going to also provide an EMD. Usually EMDs in this area are around $1,000 to $2,000. Your EMD is a promise to the seller that you're serious about buying a home. I did a meet and greet maybe 2 days ago, and they were like, so it's kind of like a security deposit. And it kind of is. It's an earnest money deposit. You're earnestly wanting to buy this house, and we're putting a deposit down. But that deposit, just like a security deposit, is still your money. As long as you do not go outside of the terms in the purchase agreement, that EMD is yours, and at the closing table, that earnest money deposit goes toward the purchase price of your house. So it's your money through and through. Your home inspection, they're going to be usually around $400 to $500. The bigger the house, the more your home inspection could cost. It usually goes up $50 per XYZ amount of square feet. Um, your home inspection, it is highly recommended, but it is not a requirement. That is up to you if you want a home inspection. Your appraisal is a type of inspection, but it also tells you what your value of your home is. And the great thing about the appraisal is it is required. You have to have an appraisal if you're buying your house with a loan product. So FHA, VA, or conventional loan, you have to have an appraisal. Appraisals are around $400 to $600, usually around that $500 to $600 mark. And that cost can be paid at closing, while your home inspection cost is going to be paid either before or the day of your home inspection. Your termite and moisture inspection, it's highly recommended, and in most cases for lending, it is required. So for your VA and your FHA loans, your termite and moisture inspection is required. They're usually around $95. I've seen some as low as $75 or $100, but your termite moisture is looking for exactly what it says: termites, bugs, and moisture. They go throughout your home and they make sure that there's no moisture intrusion or bugs. And then they go underneath the home and check for the same things and make sure that the joists are good, the foundation is good under the house as well, and nothing needs to be repaired. Again, if you have questions, it's interactive, so leave them in the chat. I would love to answer, and I'm sure if anybody else is thinking of something or maybe a question that you asked might be something that they were like, dang, I should ask that question too. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. Home inspection, again, it is highly recommended because you get a full report on what's going on in the home. Even if you don't ask for any repairs or no repairs are needed, it's an 80 to 100 page report that gives you the ins and outs of your home. So when something does arise, because it's your home, you will have to maintain it. You can always reference back to your home inspection. I do have a list of recommendations for inspectors, and although you can choose your home inspector, you do not get to choose your appraiser. Your appraiser is chosen through the lender's lottery system. We don't want to have one party, the buyer or the seller, choose the appraiser because we don't want it to be biased or be seen as somebody is being discriminatory in any way. So it goes through a lottery system, so nobody can say, oh, they're friends with that appraiser. You know, this is why the house was priced like this. We don't do that. Okay, so we'll stay here too. So a lot of questions I get about the appraisal are, what if your appraiser comes back high? If your appraisal comes back high, you don't have to tell anyone. You message the other party that the appraisal is all good, and let's stick with that 250K amount. We get a house for 250K, it comes back at 255K on the appraisal report. That's 5K in equity that you come in with for having the home, which is awesome. And again, you don't have to tell the other party that the house appraised for 5K more. Now, if it comes in at price, just tell the other party came in at price. If it comes in below the purchase price, so we got a 250K home, the appraisal comes back at 248, 245. What happens then? We take that number back to the seller and say, hey, the appraisal came in at this number. Are you willing to lower your purchase price down to the appraised amount? They'll either say yes or no. Sometimes they might say, we'll pay for half of it. And truly, it's up to you if you want to pay half of it. I do not recommend that you pay for more than what the house is worth, which is something that we saw a lot of during like 2020, 2021, when the housing market was kind of crazy. People were guaranteeing the appraisal. Like that meant no matter what the appraisal came at, my offer price is what we're going to pay. The thing with that is the lender is only going to approve you for what the house is worth. So if the house comes back at 248, all the lender is willing to give is 248. You will have to come out of pocket with that extra 2K if the seller wasn't willing to go down on the price and you really wanted that home. It's totally up to you. But again, I'm here to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. You make all the decisions. If the seller's not willing to come down and you're not willing to pay, that's one of the ways that you can get out of your contract and you get your earnest money deposit back. So it's really what you want to do, but there are some options there. And most times, if the appraisal comes back low, 2 to 5K lower, the seller usually, again, it's case by case, will go down on that purchase price. If it's extremely low, they might want to have another opinion. So they'll go back and have the lender go through the lottery system again and maybe get a second opinion out for the appraisal. Or in most cases, they will take their comps to that appraiser and share it with them and see if the appraiser is willing to look at those comps, compare them, and see if they make a different educated guess on what the value of the home is. That is something that is commonly done in those cases. And sometimes it works out in everyone's favor, and that way nobody has to lose the contract. The appraisal reappraises the house based on the comps that the agent had looked up, and they go from there. Okay, we got a question. After you put your earnest money deposit down and you get the house inspected and it's more than you thought, can you back out and keep your deposit? Yes. Let's get into that. So we got a home inspection. Major systems, roof is caving in. We didn't even know because it didn't look like that when we saw the house for the showing. But we had a home inspection. You have 5 days after your home inspection to decide whether you want to stay with the house or move on. Within that 5 day period, as long as you do it within that time period, you get your earnest money deposit back. Now, you do not get your home inspection money back because the home inspector did do their job, but $500 versus $500,000 on a house that had major issues, I think that's worth it. And then you do get your earnest money deposit back. With the earnest money deposit, if you're still going to be in the market to buy a house, that money can stay with the attorney in that escrow account that the earnest money goes into, or they can just write you a check and give you your earnest money deposit back. But yes, that is one of the cases where you get your earnest money deposit back as well. For the home inspection, while we're there, after the home inspection, you can request repairs. What happens is you get your report back usually the same day or the day after, and it's again 80 to 100 pages. But where the great thing about the home inspection is they have a color coded system. So green, everything's good to go. Orange, maybe you should kind of look out for it. Red, these are safety or needs to really be addressed kind of issues. Me and you will go through the home inspection report and figure out what we want to ask for. We write it all out, we send it to the other side. They can come back and say, sign it, cool, we'll fix everything. Or they might cross an item or so out. We'll fix all of this, but we won't fix this, this, this. Then they give it back to us. And then we'll say, we don't agree with this, or we do agree with this. Some items you'll be like, that's okay, I can maybe fix that. Or you're like, no, I want them to fix everything. At that point, you either stay within the contract or you release it and you get your earnest money deposit back. Sometimes, if you send over a list of repairs, they'll say, we're not going to fix anything, but we'll have a contractor come out, give you an estimate for how much that work would be for all the repairs, and we'll give you X amount of dollars. If you're okay with that and you get those things repaired with your contractor, that's an option as well. Um, okay, one more appraisal. So your appraisal is also an inspection. For VA and FHA homes, they will call, as well as the home inspector will call these things out, but they will call for certain things. So if you have wooden posts in front of your house, like on your porch, and they are dry rotted or missing or damaged, steps are damaged, no rails leading up for your steps that have three or more steps, the appraisal will call that out for things that need to be done before you can close. Um, so that's just an FYI. Of course, your inspection is going to come first. So once we go under contract, everybody agrees. Um, I schedule your inspection as soon as possible, next day, next 2 days, because we want to know what's going on with the house early in the game. So if we are going to stay in contract, we're go ahead and put in our request for repair so they can start working on them. Or if we're going to walk away, we want to know soon so we can get back out there and start looking again. They can get back out there and start trying to find a new buyer for their home. So we want to get that done kind of quickly. And again, most of the time, whatever the appraiser calls, the home inspector has probably already noted as well. But those appraisal items are non-negotiable, must be done. So let's say they did oh, I'll have my contractor come out, we'll give you X amount of money thing. But then the appraisal comes back and he's like, no, these things have to be fixed. Those things have to be fixed. And that's just that. In the contract, we usually do put a 1% cap. So we have a 250K home, still in that example. And the 1% cap would be $2,500. And of that money, any repairs from the termite moisture inspection or the appraiser, the seller kind of has already set in their mind, okay, this is what would pay for that. If there are no repairs in either the termite moisture or the appraisal, then they don't worry about it. That's just money they don't have to spend. But with that 1% cap, we already kind of got that stuff covered. It needs to be done. Um, so yeah, that's where you're going to see most of your like negotiating come in with those like repairs and things like that. So once we get close to closing, we want to avoid any major purchases. Even when you're going to apply for your mortgage, avoid major purchases. Don't buy the car. Once you get under contract, don't buy the furniture, don't buy the washing machine, don't get a new credit card. Don't stop paying your credit card bill either, trying to save some extra money. Pay everything on time because the lender is watching you like a hawk. People are often saying, it's so hard to buy a house. I do feel after speaking with clients, especially at the closing table, the worst part for them is having that lender all up in their finances. Nobody wants anybody in their bank statements and looking at their pay stubs, but once you close, the lender is out of your business. But before that, be smart with your finances because they want to make sure that you're being responsible enough to pay back this large amount of money that they're loaning to you. Your property taxes and your home insurance, they're actually going to be part of your mortgage payment. And instead of you paying your property taxes to the city or county, the servicer for your loan product is going to be paying your taxes and also your home insurance to your home insurance carrier. With home insurance, you can sometimes bundle. So if you have like a Geico or a Progressive and they have the option to bundle, that might be a better cost for you versus getting a whole different home insurance company. Sometimes a whole different home insurance company works. You can literally get quotes from multiple home insurance agencies and see which one is going to work better for you. Sometimes bundling works best. Sometimes getting a whole separate home insurance works best. That's truly up to you. Home warranty also. Your home warranty It's not required, but it is recommended. Sometimes you can put that even into your offer that you would like the seller to pay for the first year of your home warranty. Sometimes they'll even just upright offer it like a $600 max or $700 max home warranty for the buyer. Sometimes they don't. Or you can even put it in your offer like, I wonder if they will be willing to pay for a home warranty for a year. A home warranty is different from your home insurance. Your home insurance covers your house, it covers personal liability, it protects you against wind, fire, storms, hailstorms, uh, things like that, flood insurance, water damage. Your home warranty protects you with your appliances, your washer dryer, your pipes, your electrical, your HVAC, your major systems. So instead of getting a whole new HVAC system, if it breaks down or reaches its life expectancy, you get you get your home warranty to come out, and they'll either go out, assess it, repair it, or they will replace it for you. And you just pay a deductible instead of paying for a brand new HVAC system or a brand new washer or a brand new dryer. Um, your home warranties, they range again from around like $600 to $800. The higher priced home warranty is usually like a Supreme package, like they do have different packages. And so a Supreme usually covers like the pipes under your house. And that's great to have, especially if you're buying maybe an older house where it hasn't been renovated, or maybe it has been renovated, but they didn't do the pipes. Those galvanized pipes will eventually close up. And instead of you having to repipe the whole house under the house, your home warranty will cover it. You do have to renew your home warranty though every year, but again, it's less than $1,000 and it'll save you thousands of dollars when things start to reach their life expectancy. It will happen. Nothing lasts forever, but it's good to protect yourself and be that responsible homeowner. So I do recommend you get a home warranty. You can get it before you close, or you can get it after you close. But if something were to break down, um, and you didn't have a home warranty, you would have to wait a certain amount of time before you can actually go and request service for under your home warranty. Your final walkthrough. Your final walkthrough happens at the very end. It's either going to be the day before or the day of closing. After the final walkthrough is so that the house is in the same or better condition as when you first went to go see it. You're going to go check if the water works, all the lights work, the fans, the doors. You're making sure that the house is in the best condition possible. Um, if there were repairs requested, we just check in with the listing side and say, hey, were those repairs done? We'll go through well before the final walkthrough to make sure those repairs were done, because maybe they missed something. Um, we can tell them, hey, this wasn't done. They'll go back, get it fixed, and then we'll go walk through it again. And then we still have our final walkthrough just to make sure everything's where it's supposed to be at. The refrigerator's still there. Like, you want to make sure that when you get your keys, you're walking into what you expect to walk into. This is a list of closing do's and don'ts. And again, I'm going to email this PDF to you. If you hopped on, drop your email in the chat, or if you text it to me. But it's a good list of things to do and not to do. Number one, do is ask questions, be informed. Number one, not to do is take out any credit cards, auto loans, personal loans, be a co-signer. Don't do it. Do not quit your job before you get your keys. You know, it's certain things you just do not want to do. Don't do it. Wait till we get the house. This is a worksheet for you. So when we're thinking about what we want in a home, this can kind of help you think of what you really want in a home. Just a school matter. Will you eventually have maybe family moving in the future? How long you want to keep your house? Like, do you have kids now? Will you want to get a different house when you do have kids? Does it need to be close to daycare? How many bedrooms, bathrooms? Do we need yard space? Is a townhome okay? So it just kind of puts into perspective what you want in your house. This is a cool worksheet for when you're going to see multiple houses. You kind of put the address in these slots up here. And then you can kind of record the different aspects about the house that you liked or didn't like. And here are some empty slots for things that you may think of that are important to you. These are some acronyms. CMA is a comparative market analysis. The listing agent does one when they go to list the house that you're interested in to see what those comps are. And again, if it doesn't appraise for what you thought it was, they can just whip out their CMA, give it to the appraiser and say, hey, well, these are the comps that I use. Maybe we can redo this appraisal. Debt to income is the debt that you carry, your fixed debt, compared to the income, your gross income that you bring in. Or actually, it goes off your net income that you bring in every month. Truth in lending, you'll see that on your mortgage documents that they cannot discriminate. POF is proof of funds. LTV is loan to value, loan amount to the value of the house. This is one that some people may not know. If it says 3.2, it means 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. If it says 2.5, it's 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 1 half bath. Once you're getting ready to close, this is an awesome sheet. It's kind of a checklist to let you know, like, maybe some places you might need to update your home address to. So when you're buying, these might slip your mind, but the worksheet's here for you. And this is my household spending and savings plan. I always tell clients to do it. It's just good to know where your money's going. We are in the digital age, so you get your direct deposit sent straight to your bank account, and then you just start paying stuff, or stuff starts coming out, the things that are on auto pay. And a lot of the times we don't see exactly where our money's going. We're not going and cashing our work check anymore and then getting the cash and then paying stuff off. So we don't see it as quickly where our money is going. So I recommend that you pull out your bank app and not do it off of guessing, but really see where your money's going every month. And that way you can figure out maybe places that you can cut back on. Before you buy your house, you'll fill out your now category. And then you can also fill out your with the house things you'll need. So maybe if you live in an apartment where you have to go get your laundry and dry cleaning done, that might be in the now section. But when you have a house, that might be an expense you won't have if you have a washer and dryer in your house. So you can fill out both categories, but you want to think of, what am I paying for now? What will I have to worry about when I have a house? If your water and your oil or your gas is in with your rent, then you don't have to pay that right now. But when you own a house, you will have to pay that. So it's just a way for you to see what's going on. Okay, another question. Can you claim rental income to help with the purchase of your house? As long as they can track all the money, you might be able to claim it. Um, if you're saying, if I have a rental property and somebody's paying me rent, can I use that? More than likely. Um, and they do that, especially if you're looking to buy like a second home and you're going to rent out your first home. You can, they're gonna, they may make you, if they don't feel like you make enough money to support 2 mortgages, they may ask you to have a signed lease for your first home in order to get the second home. Um, So yeah, I think I answered that question correctly, if that's what you meant. If you meant, does your rental, well, that's not what it says. I was gonna say if you meant, what you pay in rent um, help with your credit? There is this thing called rent payment or rent plus or something like that, where they can report you paying your rent on time every month, and that can help with your credit score. Okay, I did answer correctly. Okay, cool. Um, well, this is the end. That is my presentation. Um, and hopefully, you learned something that you might not have known before. So trippy with all those screens. Okay. Hopefully, you learned something that you maybe not have known before. Um, if you know someone who needs assistance, I will be happy to answer any questions and help them out. If you have any other questions, you can always contact me. I'm going to drop my number in the chat. You can call me, text me. I always try to answer. If there's something that you ask that I don't have the answer to, I will find it out for you. Um, I don't speak on things I don't know. Um, the things that come out of my mouth matter because people are going to remember them. So I don't speak on what I don't know. I don't speak outside of my expertise. I will go find an answer for you if I am not sure about something. And honestly, it helps me become a better agent, and it gives you a reliable, true answer versus me making something up just because I want to look like I know everything. I don't know everything, and I never do want to know everything. Like, there's always room to grow and improve. Um, but yes, I'm happy that you guys hopped on my live with me. I am proud of you. I know that you will become the homeowner that you want to. If you already own a home, then you're going to become the second, third time homeowner that you want to. And again, if you know anyone who is looking or has any questions, I will be happy to address what I can with them as well. Again, this video will live on my page, and thank you for tuning in for my first interactive home buyer live. You guys have a good one. I'm Agent Jazz. Enjoy your night. Stay safe out there.